When does it get to the point where black people say to themselves that we are our own worst enemy? Straight up. Like that whole blaming it on the non-blacks is old. Don't get it twisted. Like they are in or do play a part in our demise. But we have to be willing participants. And it's to the point where they don't even have to do but so much. They really don't. And it's a shame. It's ridiculous, to be real with you. And oftentimes black people pop that mess like, man, you know, all other races are going through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I know a few non-blacks that don't like other non-blacks and this and that and so forth. I don't care about other races. I don't. I'm talking about mine. Stop making excuses for the BS that goes on in our community. Because that's what you're saying. It's okay because other people are doing it. I don't care what other people do. I'm going to tell you like my mama used to tell me. You know what I'm going to say because your mother told you the same thing. If a man jumped off the bridge, would you jump off the bridge with him? I think that's how it went. You'll be a fool to do it. You'll be a fool to be a follower. You should be a leader. You should be a trendsetter. Real talk. But oftentimes we fit the stereotype of whatever is on a big screen or on the news. However they depict us as being. Ratchet, hood, ghetto, drug dealers, prostitutes, etc. I don't get it. A race that has so much talent, so much potential. We claim that we were the original Egyptians, that we built those pyramids over there in Africa. We claim that we were kings and queens, gods and goddesses in the past. Well, my thing is, act like it. Show and prove. Instead of talking about it. Be about it. That's real talk. And I'm going to say this over and over again. We have preoccupied our minds with shiny things. Oh, look at the shiny little, that's how we act, like little kids. Look at the shiny little jewelry. Look at that shiny car. We've attached ourselves to material items. And that's who and what we praise and worship. That's real shit. I think the worst thing that could have ever happened to black folks is when we integrated. Straight up. I think that it was downhill from that. That from that point on, black people started to have this self-hate. And it grew and got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is what you're seeing right now. It is at its apex, where there's really little to no black families anymore. Why? Because the men are warring with the women, or the women are warring with the men. And while in the midst of the mother and the father, or the man, the black man and the black woman fight with one another, the children running around wilding. Daughter over there being promiscuous because she's drinking all of this cow milk that got hormones in it that allow her breasts to prematurely grow. She looking like a goddamn full-size woman at the age of 12 years old. She giving blowjobs in behind the staircase in high school or in middle school, sometimes in elementary. In some cases, our young boys is out there on their own, selling drugs, shooting and killing one another. It's crazy. A few years back, I found out what ops, what they meant by ops in the rap songs that they were making, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. You know, here it is. Before I thought they were talking about ops like 12. You know what I'm saying? Taking on the powers that be. I was like, oh snap! Yo, these kids on some revolutionary type shit. Next thing I know, I find out and I'm like, oh shit. They talking about ops being someone that look just like them, stay in the same community, if not a community or a block away from them. They go through the same type of shit that America dishes out to them. And you want, or dishes out to black people, and you want to call these people ops. Don't get it twisted. In a perfect world, there is no perfect world. Don't get it twisted. I truly believe, like, you know, we lived back in the days in perfect harmony because we all had separate tribes. But then when it came to one common enemy, we came together like Voltron. In this particular situation, you just got tribes warring against each other and just killing one another. And see, y'all don't even know the art of war. That's strategic for the enemy. The enemy provides the weapons. They provide everything to the opposing force so they can eliminate one another. They weaponize hip-hop. They feminize a lot of us. So how are we gonna fight up? Well, how are we gonna stand up against the enemy? And men are walking around here with man purses. Just the other day, I saw Lil Uzi Vert advertising Marc Jacobs, you know what I'm saying, apparel and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, my nigga? Like, y'all gotta stop making excuses for this man. This man had on some of them gloves that went all the way up to his all the way up to his arm. You know what I'm saying? Damn near close to his shoulders. Excuse me, and a pocketbook. I'm talking about one of them big luggage pocketbooks that the women carry around. Like, it gets to the point where we got to stop making excuses. Matter of fact, it gets to the point where we need to stop supporting these people. Because it's obvious, if they don't know that they're part of the agenda, it doesn't make a difference whether they know it or not. They're part of it. And that's another thing. We support negativity. We support all of these songs that talk about shooting and killing one another. The women in the club, I hear it all the time. I don't be in the club, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I hear them as I'm at a stoplight, or I'm driving past another woman, a female in the car, and she's playing all types of ratchet music. Like, how do you listen to that shit where they talking about you? But you busy. This is crazy to me. We're the only race that makes the music that we make, and we vibe off of that. And don't tell me no bullshit like some, oh, white people listen to it too. Yeah, they listen to it like on some fun shit. Like they listen to it like to get away, like to fantasize being black. But they're not living in our hoods. They're not really going through they're not going through shit. You know, seriously, I'm not even lying. They listen to our shit and they put their blackness on while they're listening to our shit. And you know they saying nigga, nigga, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's time to go to, the corporate world, or go to, their universities, or, go to their cookouts and, their events, you know what I'm saying? Formal attire events and shit like that. they take that black shit off. Straight up. While with us, the music that we listen to is the way that we live. Gotta stop it. It just don't make sense. And I'm not trying to hear that shit about some, well, we got Stockholm Syndrome. And, did you ever read the Willie Lynch letters and this? I don't want to hear none of that shit. We know right from wrong. And that's real shit. That's real shit. Ever since I was young, I always had a love for my people. And I was taught, I was raised just like you were, to worship white Jesus. And, my family is different. You know what I'm saying? They indirectly taught me how to hate myself. But guess what? When I got older and I formed my own mind, it didn't make a difference what they had to say. Matter of fact, it don't make a difference what they have to say now. Because some of them will be like, yo, you wasting your time when it comes to black people, telling them the truth. Straight up. And, shit, overall, you wasting your time trying to change things. Things are always going to be the same because this is a white man's world. That's bullshit. If it's a white man's world, let me tell you something. Why is it that this sun is kicking their fucking ass? Answer that. Why is Mother Earth got tornadoes, avalanches, and hurricanes and wildfires and all types of shit? If this is a white man's world, it ain't. Because he can't control that shit. Don't give me that bullshit. He bleeds just like we do. He shits and pisses just like we do. You know how many rappers I've saw when they did interviews, and they no, seriously, in the same sentence, this motherfucker was like, yeah, because my aunts, this and that and so forth. And then when you start talking that government shit and the New World Order and all the rest of that shit, niggas be like quiet on that, like, yo, man, I ain't got really nothing to say. Well, you said a lot. Basically, you saying you'll fuck up some nigga, but when it comes to Caucasians, oh shit, they big dogs. I can't fuck with them. That shit be bugging me out. Niggas be straight up on some thug shit in the streets. But when that nigga tell you to put your hands behind your fucking back, you do it. You shut the fuck up and you go to jail and you do your time. And what's so crazy about that shit is you be bragging about the time that you put in. What the fuck is wrong with us? Nigga be bragging about the rap sheet he got. You didn't put in the work. What? We deserve this shit. We deserve every fucking thing that is happening to us right now. We deserve it. Because we some motherfuckers. And it's just the truth. What race does that? What are you bragging about your fucking rap sheet? The amount of felonies you got? But if I tell you I've read hundreds of books and I'm knowledgeable about this, you're like, boring. I don't want to hear that. It should be bugging me out. Some of y'all watch these videos just for pure entertainment. And that's real shit. You at your job, you want time to pass by. You may be cooking. You may be cleaning or some shit. Let me turn this nigga on Langston and watch this nigga shit. He ain't about no damn change. You just want to hear it. All right, that's it. Man, that's sure. Man, he sure did say some good shit. Yeah, I'm not your preacher. I'm not your pastor. You turn this shit into a church. I'm dead ass with the shit, yo. For real. I just want to see some change before a motherfucker closes his eyes. For good. You know what I'm saying? I just want when my daughters, you know what I'm saying? When it's the time for her for them to look for a man, I don't want her to bring home a man that's got a fucking purse. I'm not asking for too much. With tattoos all over his fucking body. When it's time for my boy, you know what I'm saying? My son to bring home a woman. I don't want to see a whole bunch of tattoos and a BBL and some fucking fake titties. Talking about some, well, you know, I'm telling your son he better get his shit right because, you know, I need him to pay my bills. Let me tell you something what's most disturbing. I got a comment. I forgot what video it was. When a motherfucker told me, man, your time is past. That the way that you live and what you want, that's not how things are now. And you just gonna have to adjust to how things are right now. And that shit made me almost throw up. Cause we ain't talking about like you know how like music changes and shit. We're not talking about like, yo, you know, like how I used to, you know, when we were younger, you know, you get a beep, you know, from your beeper and shit, and you go to a payphone. And nowadays, you know, these kids, you know, we got smartphones and shit. Now we talking about a race of people that used to have a certain kind of way of life, and that kind of way of life was based on morals and principles and shit, and now they don't have any at all. And you telling me to adjust to that shit? To get with the program. That you don't see no problem with a man that says, hey, you know what, just like Dave Chappelle said, you know what I'm saying? He chop off his shit and say, don't need it, throws it in the trash and decides that he want to be a woman. I tell you what, tomorrow I want to be an alien. And I'm going to get me a ship and I'm going to blast the fuck off out of this motherfucker. Tomorrow I'm going to be an Anunnaki. Real shit. I'm gonna morph into this 9 to 12 foot tall being, green being, and I'm gonna be an Anunnaki. That's what I'm gonna be. With melanin all around me. Y'all don't know what that is, look it up. It ain't melanin, melim. That's what I'm gonna be. Who the ancient Sumerians said thousands of years ago that had something to do with, you know, human beings. That's who I'm going to be. Anunnaki. Real talk. If I'm not in Lil, then I'll be in Lil's son. I ain't gonna be Inky, because Inky is supposedly he's the one that had some type of remorse for human beings. I don't want any remorse for human beings. I already know how human beings are. I lived on this planet long enough to see just how human beings are. I want to be in Lil, if not in Lil's son. And however we get rid of these humans, it is what it is. Maybe it won't be a flood this time. What do they call it? A deluge? I think that's what they called it. Maybe it'll be fire this time. Because we cooked, we fried, we're done. Yo, let me tell you something. This is real shit. And then I'm going to end this. When you see black people take a turn for the worse, you know it is over. It's over. Ain't no turning back. So what you see is what you get. So tomorrow I'm gonna blast off. I'm gonna go back to Nibiru, talk to Anu, get permission, come back down here and wreck shop. Other than that, I'm out.